Okay, so here we go. Here is the video that some of you have been waiting for. I'm going to now try to talk about Protect, the new protection that they've put into Blackshot. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure they have this on the Asia server. Now, if you guys remember as well, not long ago they actually changed our anti-hack. And I was told by multiple people, including people inside the GM team, and you know, they were saying to me, this protection is better, we can see more data, we can analyze more data, we now have the tools to be able to actually hardware ban people, which is where they log your personal serial like ID codes for your hardware, and they ban the hardware, so it doesn't matter what IP you try and log in, it will see XPC is trying to log in, we know that guy, he's a hacker, we blocked him. Apparently that was possible. Apparently they were able to do IP bans, but then I heard from another source that they weren't allowed to do IP bans or some shit like this, so they just talk crap all the time to you. But I'm making this video to try and give you all the information that I could dig up. Now, I want you to please understand, things that I say here are going to be my personal opinions. They're going to be things that I have dug up from the internet, which isn't 100% correct and is not, law, and is not blah blah blah, it's not factual all the time. There may be other people's personal experiences here too, but I'm going to try and give you my opinions and see whether we can come to some mutual understanding. I will send this in as feedback to the GM team. Whether it will help, I do not know, but I will send it in. The first thing I want to say is, I have logged into Blackshot, and I do not find that, in my opinion, I'm not seeing any real performance problems. But I am running Windows 10, and I will show you something very strange that happens with my game. And obviously if anything does change, I'll update you as soon as possible. So here in the Wikipedia, it's talking about Protect's Game Guard here. And it's saying that it's talking about the software, and it's saying that it's used by so many people, it's considered to be one of the big dogs when it comes to anti-hack software. And it's saying that the Game Guard actually hides the game's application process, which is true because you don't see Blackshot's application process anymore. It also monitors all of your memory. It does terminate applications because, again, what I will say to you is I have Logitech's gaming software, which actually deals with the sound from my headphones, monitoring the sound from my headphones and changing that. It also deals with any shortcut keys that I've got on my keyboard, and it also deals with any shortcut keys that I've got on my mouse. And yes, it does disable that because there is the option for me to create macros using that software, so I understand why it does that, but it does disable some software and applications. It also, apparently here, it blocks certain calls to DirectX functions, keylogs your keyboard input, and it also auto-updates itself. It keylogs your keyboard input. Now this isn't factual. This isn't factual, I don't think. But this is what it's saying on Wikipedia, that it keylogs you. And like I've heard from multiple people, it essentially works like a rootkit. So that's fantastic. So as you can see, it's a rootkit. A rootkit is a program that gives someone privileged access to your computer. So it actually lets them dig really deep into your computer and see everything, see a lot of stuff. They can access your files and your operating system whenever they want to. So yeah. and you can expect with NProtect that it's constantly rooting through your PC to make sure that you're not using hacks. And I get that. I know that it has to do that because there are very intelligent people who create hacks that are very they don't go right into your system. They try and hide away. I get that, but it essentially does work like a rootkit. And in here, there is another person who's saying that it is very difficult to uninstall NProtect. Again, it's another thing. It tries to, it behaves like a rootkit, and it doesn't uninstall very easily. That's fine, whatever. You've got to have it to play Blackshot, so you've got to have it. A person here talking about high CPU usage when they've got the NProtect. Now there's a load of crap, sorry, here as well, so you don't obviously have to read through it all, but basically I think the problem that you have is NProtect's probably constantly scanning your system, constantly looking and looking and looking all the time, and that's maybe why it's causing some abnormalities for some people's systems. If I get any of these problems, I will come and tell you, of course, as usual. This is updated. Yeah, that's just some updated information. Okay. Now, there's one final thing that I want to show you. Let's go here. Now, I've put my details in already. You know, for people who are smart, they will have clicked it and seen my details. Let's go for it. Actually, you know what? I don't even think that's going to help. There's my details, whatever. You know my username, but you don't know anything else, so it's fine. When I start the game, you will notice something. Okay, my NProtect will start. So there is my Logitech software, okay? And this happens. This happens. This is my antivirus. Now I consider Avira to be a very good antivirus. And that's what happens with my antivirus. It comes up straight away saying that it's blocking a program that is trying to access my host file. Now the host file, I don't know a lot about this sort of stuff, but from what I can gather, it's like a core base file for your system. And it's blocking something that wants to access that. So let's just Alt-Tab a second, and we will see. So it looks like my Logitech stayed on this time. I don't know what makes it stay on, and I don't know what makes it stay off. But as you can see, it's saying that all my protections are on. If I start my antivirus, it shows that everything is on, so that's good. Firewall is on, everything is fine. So what it's done is, this has blocked something that NProtect wanted to do. It has blocked, but NProtect doesn't seem to have a problem with that, and just carries on. So what this shows me is that whatever NProtect was trying to do with that portion, then with that initialization, whatever they were trying to do is not even important to what they need. Because if it was deemed that I was trying to block something that was important with NProtect, it would close my program down, it would terminate Blackshot, and it would say suspected hack tool, sorry, or blah 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 blah, and it would give me some form of notification saying your game's not working properly because we think you're doing something fishy here, which obviously you can see I'm not, but it was trying to mess about, basically. So now let me go into my task manager. Okay, now I can actually, for some reason I can see Blackshot. People were saying that they couldn't. I can see Blackshot, and it's moving around and blah blah blah. Now my stuff is running okay. My CPU is 40%, my memory is 50, well, that's fine. And these things seem to be okay. But it does worry me that NProtect's game monitor is using as much power in most cases as Blackshot itself. NProtect is using as much CPU horsepower as your Blackshot game itself to run. So it's like you're running two Blackshots here. as you can see. And then you can see all my other crap that I have, but whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop into, let's like create a random lobby and see if it actually changes anything or causes any difference. Okay. Alright, so now I'm inside the match. So now you can see, okay, now you can see it has gone up, my Blackshot has gone up to 35%, and now M-Protect seems to be using nothing. So that's a good sign. The fact that it's using nothing now is a good sign. I hope it stays like this. Now remember, I'm talking to you after they did their little update. They did like a little patch up. Oh, here we go. It's going again now. I was trying to give it praise and then it started again. Now it's pushing itself up to almost the same, not quite the same, but almost the same usage as if I'm inside a Blackshot match. You know, as you can see, I'm just in. And imagine, you know, I'm on full ping and I'm the host. Imagine if that wasn't the case. Imagine if I wasn't the host and it was someone with orange ping or red ping or whatever it may be, you know. So let's go back and see what it's doing now. So yeah, as you can see, now it has kicked itself back up again and it is actively using a lot of my resources. It's using 20-30% of my CPU to constantly scan, constantly scan. It's using almost as much as Blackshot to run the whole game. So I think this is maybe where people are getting a lot of problems. It's constantly peaking itself up and starting to use all your resources, and it's causing people to lag and stutter, and it's causing certain individual CPUs to get wrecked hard. So let's bob out of Blackshot, because we don't need to be in there. Let's come out of Blackshot. And let me just give you my final thoughts. I'll give you my final thoughts here. Okay. Is M-Protect a good bit of software? I assume so. I don't know because I'm no technical geek with M-Protect, but the fact that it's one of the most used pieces of anti-hack software, it's got to be good. Has it completely erased macro users? No. I had some comments saying that macros are gone. I don't really feel like they are. I've seen some people who seem very fishy to me, and if anything, I actually have seen, at least over the games that I played, I've actually seen a reasonable number of people who seem to be switching very quickly between their melee and instantly headshotting me, or whatever it may be. Anyway, so I don't personally believe that macros are gone. Some people I've read and seen people saying that the macros are easier now. Maybe. Again, I don't know because I don't dive into all that crap. There's no point. Is the M-Protect going to help Blackshot? Only time will tell. The worrying fact is the amount of resources that it uses to scan or to whatever it's doing. It's got to be scanning your files. The other worrying fact is the fact that it is keylogging you. So everything that you are typing whilst this program is running is keylogged. Now, there's one side to it that will say this is good because then when you get reported for hacking and they look at your details, you know, they can look at your keylog and they can see what's going on. Or if people say using macro, maybe it's easier now. This is just my opinion, but maybe now Blackshot gets more data on everyone's accounts and they can actually see if people are using macro easier. This is just my opinion. Now, this is something no one will ever tell you. A GM will never come up to you and go, oh yeah, by the way, on our servers we get more data now, we can look at your macros easier. But this is my personal opinion, that they may well be able to look at your data better, and they'll be able to look at whether you're actually putting in macros, because I can tell you something, if you're putting in macros and it's being keylogged, it's very easy for them to see a keylog. Very easy. The fact that it acts like a rootkit means that it gets a lot of access to your PC. Am I happy with the fact that it gets a lot of access to your PC? Not really. But I have to hope and I have to trust that Vertigo respect our own, privacy, and that they wouldn't get an anti-hack tool that is doing some fishy business. As far as performance goes, for me it looks okay. People are saying that if they're on Windows 7 they're having some problems. I don't know what to say to you. I don't see a problem with Windows 10. Windows 10 works fine. You can download the little program that will get rid of all of the privacy issues that people have, and it's fine. Windows 10 is fine, guys. And that's that. So really it comes down to this. We have to give a little bit of time for this Protect. There is no point in us just going straight out and saying this is terrible. There's no need for that. What we have to do is give it a bit of time. Now, with the CPU problems and with the amount of resources that the program uses, unfortunately that might just be a situation where your PCs and your laptops and things are just really, really far behind. Now, I'm running on a desktop PC and I get hundreds of FPS, and I've got a very old, dated PC. It's at least 5 years old, and even the components when I bought them then were not brand new. So you really need to get a reasonable good system. Now, I will say that apparently the problems are just stemming from the OS, from having Windows 7 is giving people a lot of problems. And I don't think it's fair that Blackshot should be forcing you to update to a new operating system just to play their game. That's one thing I will say. So, if you've watched the whole of this video, I really do appreciate it, because I have spent a lot of time talking. But I just think it's important that you understand there are two sides to this. This software is more invasive, and this software is more brash, and it's more brutal in the way that it approaches Blackshot and the way that it's approaching your PC. The fact that it blocks, my antivirus is blocking Protect from doing something, from putting something into my host file, or from editing my host, whatever it may be doing, and it doesn't cause a problem with me playing the game, makes me suspect that Protect wants to run on your PC all of the time. This again is just my opinion, and I could be talking complete shit. But if it wants to edit host file, my worry is that it wants to run all the time so it can monitor software and things that are being done on your PC all the time. And if that's the case, then that's sneaky, and that's not cool, because that should not be the case. I respect that they will need to monitor and deal with your PC when Blackshot is running, but if they are trying to run the process in the background as your PC is running all the time, then that's not cool. That shit isn't cool. So I will send this in as feedback. It's quite a long video. Don't know whether people will have time to watch it. That's fine. But it is important that you know, if you're having problems with your CPU usage, unfortunately you're going to have to consider updating to a new operating system. I think Windows 10 is perfect. It works fine. If you have Windows 7 and you've activated it through whatever means, then you can upgrade to Windows 10 and it's fine. So I hope that this helped you to understand. This is some information that I was able to find. It's not all brilliant, it's not all accurate. I'm sure there are some people just talking out of their arse, but it's important just that you know basically what's going on. If I have any problems with Protect, then I will of course tell you. If I have any problems with recording, which I haven't yet, but if I have any problems with recording, if I have any problems with performance inside the game, I will also tell you. What I will say is, I do not think macro is gone. I've seen some people, and I will comment on the fact that they're using macro, and then suddenly they will start doing poorly inside the game, and they won't be headshotting you all the time and things. I don't think that macro is completely gone, but you know, we can only hope that things get better. So as usual, thanks for watching everybody, and have a nice day.